Resuming debate, reprise de débat. The honourable member from Sackville-Preston-Chezzetcook.
Madame la Présidente, je vais prendre cette occasion de vous féliciter pour avoir pris cette position qui est tellement importante de cette Chambre. Et je vais aussi vous aviser que je vais partager mon temps avec le membre de la circonscription de Winnipeg Centre. Je dois vous dire que je suis extrêmement fier d'être député de la nouvelle circonscription de Sackville-Preston-Chezzetcook, anciennement reconnue comme la circonscription de Sackville-Eastern Shore. Donc, en plus d'être fier de représenter cette nouvelle circonscription, je suis tellement content car cette circonscription ici est tellement riche en histoire, en culture, en ressources et plein de potentiel. Et je suis content de pouvoir faire partie d'un gouvernement très progressif qui va assurer des vrais changements à la grandeur du pays. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank my predecessor, Mr. Peter Stauffer, for his 18 years of dedication to the House and his public service, as well as his strong advocacy towards the veterans in our riding and across Canada. I would also like to thank, of course, my electorates that chose to send me here to Ottawa to continue the hard work that needs to be done for our riding, our province, and our country. I do need to also express my gratitude to the volunteers who have helped me since the beginning of this long journey about 18 months ago. And I do want to also express my thanks to my family, my wife and my 3 adult children, 3 of which watch some politics, but were not what we would call political tigers, like my dad was or I have been all my life. But I must tell you now, after having a successful campaign and hard work for a year, that they have become somewhat tigers in the political sphere, if we want. And I do want to mention as well that if my mom and dad were here today, they would be extremely proud that their son will stand in this House with this strong government in the next 4 years. Thank you. I do want to speak on 5 key issues from the throne speech that we had on Monday. La première, la réduction d'impôts pour la classe moyenne ainsi que la nouvelle allocation canadienne aux enfants auront un impact positif pour aider les jeunes familles. In Lower Sackville and surrounding areas, we have a very high number of households with young families. Therefore, I'm extremely excited to be on the government side, working with the government to support these young families when we talk about childcare, community facilities, post-secondary education, and having a comfortable retirement. Dans ma circonscription, Madame la Présidente, ces gens ont des inquiétudes par rapport à l'économie, la croissance et les emplois. L'investissement historique en infrastructure leur donnera de l'espoir. Et permettez-moi de vous parler un peu d'infrastructure. Some special infrastructure needs in my riding. One is, of course, senior residence and affordable housing. Today, there are only 2 across my large riding, and we need to ensure that we have sufficient housing for our seniors so that they can stay in their own communities. Secondly, municipal water supply is also a very important project. In the Fall River and surrounding areas, we need to expand the city water system. It is necessary for affordable housing, but it is also necessary for the business world and opportunity and investment. Transportation is also a big issue, such as commuter rail, busing, Aerotech Wellington Connector Road, the Sackville-Bedford Expressway, and the improving of the Highway 107 going from Dartmouth to Porter's Lake. Another very important infrastructure project required in our riding is the dredging of the inlet. In Eastern Passage, we have a very beautiful fishing community at the entrance of the Halifax Harbour. Due to the proximity of the McNabb Harbour and the ties, the fishermen who make their living on the water has trouble coming into Eastern Passage and going out to do their work, as well as other commercial boats and others that could take advantage of this and create more opportunity and jobs and tourism into the area. Therefore, Madam Speaker, I want to confirm that my support for the government's plan for infrastructure, including the $20 billion plan for public transit in the next 10 years. Talking about open and transparent government, during my campaign, I heard throughout the riding the need for a government that listens, a need for a government that works with people, with provinces, with municipality. And I'm extremely excited with our open government policy to work with all Canadians to get the job done, job that is required for Canadians. The clean environment and strong economy. I'm also very excited with our government's commitment on clean environment. However, two main environment issues that are important in my riding are the Lake Echo dumping site and the Fall River Quarry projects. In both cases, my constituents feel that these projects will have a negative impact on their lives. What kind of pollution will it bring? What effect will it have on water, property value, noise, etc.? Fourthly, la diversité en tant que force. Dans ma circonscription, nous avons 22% de la circonscription qui sont des vétérans, des militaires, des familles militaires. Ça, c'est un nombre très élevé, comme vous pouvez comprendre, le plus grand en Nouvelle-Écosse. C'est le temps de leur offrir des services et le respect qu'ils méritent. Il faut pouvoir équiper nos membres et nos vétérans avec l'appui qu'ils ont besoin pendant leur service et les soutenir par après. Ceci inclut l'appui aux familles et aux membres de vétérans qui vivent avec les effets suite à leurs expériences. My riding is also rich in culture and history. The people of African descent from Nova Scotia have a story that goes back 300 years. North Preston is the biggest Black Indigenous community in Canada. The Black Cultural Centre for Nova Scotia is also the largest Black community centre in Canada. It is a museum, it is a gathering place, it is an excellent example of the Canadian heritage that must be protected, promoted, and shared. Les langues officielles au Canada et notre patrimoine sont des sujets très importants pour moi et pour ma circonscription. Je suis un fier Acadien de la Nouvelle-Écosse qui a dû dévouer une grande partie de ma vie à protéger la langue et la culture pour les prochaines générations. Dans ma circonscription, la région de Chezzetcook est la deuxième plus ancienne région acadienne en Nouvelle-Écosse. De plus, nous avons les francophones qui sont venus en Nouvelle-Écosse pour travailler ou pour de bases militaires. L'offre de services en français, l'accès à une éducation de qualité en français, la promotion de la francophonie partout au Canada sont des sujets qui me passionnent et donc que je suis très familier avec. Nova Scotia has a long history of receiving and supporting immigrants and refugees, many of whom entered through Pier 21 in Halifax. We look forward to continue this tradition and welcome more people to our province and country. Security. I have many service members in my riding that are very proud to continue to support and contribute to Canada's national defense and to helping the international community. I would like to thank each member and their family for their dedication and ongoing service. The shipbuilding contract is also a very important spin-off for my community. Therefore, in closing, Madam Speaker, The word opportunity is what is giving my constituents hope. Our government will work closely with all Canadians to achieve a better tomorrow for this great country. Je vous remercie, Madame la Présidente, de m'avoir donné l'occasion et l'opportunité de partager mes commentaires face au discours du trône ainsi que sur ma belle communauté de Sackville-Preston-Chezzetcook. Merci.
Questions and comments? Questions et commentaires. The honourable member from Haliburton, Kawartha Lakes, Brock.
Madam Speaker, and congratulations to the member opposite for his election, and to you, Madam Speaker, for your appointment in your role. I can't speak for everyone else here, but I'll do my best to make your time here as easy as possible. The member opposite talked about infrastructure, and I think all of us here in this place have municipalities that need a lot of infrastructure dollars, and with the federal government going forward with their infrastructure plan, and I haven't really heard much about their plans to help municipalities pay for this infrastructure. In my riding, it's a very rural riding, so a lot of the burden on these services fall on the backs of property tax payers, and they can only take so much. So does the federal government have any plans, any ideas on how they're going to help these municipalities pay for this valuable infrastructure other than saying, continue to borrow because money's cheap?
The honourable member from Oakville. Sackville-Preston-Chezzetcook.
That's okay. Allows me another opportunity to repeat the name. Thank you, my colleague, for the question, and congratulations as well on your election. I do want to say that our government is committed to doubling the investment in infrastructure from $65 billion to $125 over 10 years. As well, the Liberal government has promised to work closely with the provinces and the municipal governments and work in ensuring that the municipal government, there will be funding available for them that will allow them to bring forward projects so that we can be a partner in future infrastructure projects as we move forward. Thank you.
Questions and comments? Questions et commentaires. The honourable member from London Fanshawe.
Well, thank you very much, Madam Chair, and my congratulations to my colleague, and congratulations to you. It is wonderful to see you in the chair presiding over this place. My question has to do with infrastructure, and I am very, very anxious about all kinds of infrastructure, whether it's hard infrastructure in terms of water, sewer, roads, or the all-important social infrastructure like childcare. Now, given the fact that the previous Liberal government made significant cuts to things like affordable housing, employment insurance, the things that support community, and fail in terms of that important infrastructure that would have created a national child care system. What assurances do we have from this government that you will indeed follow through and make sure that employment insurance, that housing, that children are taken care of?
L'honorable député de Sackville-Preston-Chezzetcook.
Madam Speaker, thank you to my colleague for asking the question and as well on her election. I do also want to note that she's wearing a very nice red jacket and red rose, which I like the color very much. Madam Speaker, I appreciate the question on infrastructure again, and this government is committed to infrastructure, but also social infrastructure, which is affordable housing, which is daycare centres, facilities of that nature will be high priority for this government, and we will invest in those areas as promised on October 19th. Thank you.
Questions and comments? Questions et commentaires. The honourable member from Dartmouth, Cold Harbour. Is it so?
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, and I'd like to congratulate my friend, the member of Sackville-Preston-Chezzetcook, on his fiery maiden speech and on his election. What piqued my interest was his mention of the highway project that links my riding of Dartmouth-Cole Harbour to his riding of Sackville-Preston-Chezzetcook, what we call the Burnside Expressway. I would wonder if the member would please expand on a little bit of the history of the project and perhaps the delay of this project that Nova Scotians have been waiting for many years. Thank you.
The honourable member from Sackville-Preston-Chezzetcook.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Mr. Fisher, for your question, and of course, congratulations on your election. I do want to expand somewhat on this project. This is a long-awaited project, at least 10 years that this region has been working, and it connects a number of regions, which is extremely important, which will allow, of course, the people in my region to, because it's a big industrial park over in Dartmouth, and that would facilitate the highway issues, of course. It's been a 10-year waiting project, and all I can say is because the past former government did not invest in this very important project, but this government here has guaranteed infrastructure investment of this nature, and I'm very confident that we will be successful in moving forward in this extremely important project for our people. Thank you.
Resuming debate.